Yeah, like everyone else, I had really high hopes for the PPK, the pressure profiling kit. You know, when they came out, Gabor and those guys had kind of well, it was kind of the second one because he says he got the idea from one that was before that. And then Pavoni put them on, and several other people are making them now. And, you know, they look so good and the idea sounded so great. But I have to say, when I assembled this machine, I put the PPK on right away. And, you know, I really did have high hopes for it, but it just did not work very well. You know, when I use my other machines, they work so good, but I never really looked and said, God, I want to use that one with the PPK because it works so good. It just, over and over, I gave it a break and then brought it out, readjusted, you know, did all the stuff, but it just never really did, you know, what you think it would. It just didn't. It's, yeah, so I decided to take it off. Um, I just never really got excited about using the machine with it. And the whole gauge thing and the nine and all that was really just more confusing than anything. And then you're buying extra things to try to make it work. And, you know, a lot of people are just taking them off. It looked neat and I loved the idea, but it really didn't function that well. You know, I keep going back that the stock setup with just a gauge is about all you need. There's just too many things people are doing, and you know, maybe on a newer machine it might work better, but I see people taking those off. So anyway, the pressure profile kit's going away. It just didn't do it, and so we're going to remodify. So I got a new, I had used my other piston on other things well, actually I ordered this for this machine. It didn't have pistons and everything. That's right. There I am. Anyway, there's a little humor here and there, but so your lever arm is a little bit different because it's the PPK, and you'll see what I had to do. And not that I was just putting that on backwards because I wasn't paying attention, but I quickly realized it and whipped it around. And there we go. Now we're back on track. So when you do the back one fits in because that's how it is originally, but the front one has two little threaded spots because the PPK shaft doesn't have a hole all the way through. It comes up through it. So those you have to use unless you're going to drill the hole out bigger or something. I just used those original ones, and their little nubs did go in enough. There's a tiny bit of play, but not bad, not enough, I think, to worry about it. You can see in the old shaft there that those two holes had where the little pins went in, but not all the way through. So that's about the only difference there I discovered when doing this I didn't think about, but you know, as you go along. So we'll use those. They screw in and they do go in enough, and we'll see over time if they wear something weird or if I need to redo that handle for some reason. But yeah, they went in and the little nubs did go in. Like I say, it's a little bit of play because they're a little different on the PPK shaft, but they worked fine. We're going to go and see how they do. So I did, you know, a lot of new gaskets. I didn't do the upper ones. We'll find out if that was a mistake. They just still look pretty good. And they haven't been in, well, they've been in there about a year, but they haven't been used a lot, just because the machine didn't work that great. That's Dewey's bell going because yeah, he's getting older. He needs a bell. He's a little bit deaf and blind, so we know where he is in case he doesn't hear us calling him. But anyhow, there we go. Let's tighten this down. I think we're just about ready. Let's clean up here a little bit so we don't send things flying around when we go to do stuff. And we'll go ahead and pop this baby on. It's all ready to go. It's not a really dramatic job, but it's pretty good. The gauge for the PPK, yeah, it was a little loose too. I was going to put it on the top one so they're both silver, but it just didn't fit well. So I left with those two gauges in there and my little T. I just like the look of those two. Having two doesn't make anything different. And I like ones that, you know, where the position of the needle's a little different just for fun. But there it is, all finished. The PPK's out. And let's go ahead and see, after all this time, if I'm going to really like this machine. I made it, I assembled it out of all the stuff I ordered. And I was really excited. But the PPK really didn't have a good performance. It really did, just didn't. I've put it up and up with so many, I have a couple machines, and I never really said, oh, let's use the PPK one. It was always, well, God, is this thing even working? It's the truth. But now it's the other way without that PPK, and let's see how it goes. So far, it's been really nice. And there it is. Finally, you have the right feel. You're not being confused by the silly gauge there, trying to say, is it 9 or 5? 9's too much. But, it just really was too distracting in actuality. And it just didn't work the idea was good, but they just don't really work how you think they are. Maybe on other machines, but on the La Pavoni, especially the 2-switch, it just isn't an advantage at all. So, wow, look at that. God, I'm so happy. Finally, this machine works good. And I'm glad that's off. No more PPKs for me. And I've gone back to really being close to a stock machine with just a single gauge is about it. So anyway, pop on and subscribe there. Yeah, we got a lot of great stuff. Have a good day.